YouTube, it is your favorite game here, Above Average Cody, coming at you with a quick little Halo Infinite tips and tricks video on 2 ways you can instantly improve your aim and also your overall gunfight skill on Halo Infinite. Guys, we're going to focus on 2 things this video. We're going to focus on centering the reticle, and we're going to focus on reticle placement. Now, centering the reticle, very straightforward. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. Centering the reticle is keeping your reticle basically where you think an enemy is going to be. If you are pulling up here on 2 enemies, for example, we got 2 bots here, you're not going to be aiming at the ground. You're not going to be aiming at the wall. You want to center the reticle on your screen where you think the enemy is going to be. If you are one of those people, you've fallen into the trap of battle royales where you're looking at the ground for loot all the time, and you're running this way, and you pull up on an enemy, guys, it is going to take you that much longer to look up and then snap to the target, which gives your enemy a much better opportunity to get first bullet, get multiple bullets into you, and win that gunfight before you are even able to snap up and hit them with a bullet. However, with proper centering, your reticle is already up high, so all you have to do is line up the shot and take the shot and very quickly, hopefully get a first bullet onto your enemy, which in this game, guys, first bullet is everything. You and your enemy are using the same gun that does the same amount of damage in most cases, which means the sooner you can get the first bullet, the sooner you'll be ahead in that gunfight, and it'll be easier for you to win that gunfight. So again, centering, keep the reticle always where you think the enemy is going to be, at the height where you want to hit the enemy, which in Halo Infinite is generally around the chest area, being the widest area of mass, and you do the same amount of damage no matter where you hit them at full shield. So always keep your reticle up high. Do not be looking at the ground. Don't be looking at the sky. Keep your reticle centered on the screen, which is why it is called centering, guys. You'll notice you spawn with it like very level because that is where like the enemy would be. Do not look at the ground. Try to keep your reticle up high. It may feel weird at first if you're used to looking at the ground because again, BRs and battle royales and things like that have kind of just trained us looking at the ground for loot. You don't have to look down to grab your loot, guys. Just keep your reticle up. And now, pairing with this tip, guys, as mentioned, is reticle placement. You always want your reticle placed where you think you are going to be shooting something, all right? This goes very well with centering. Now, perfect example here, say your enemy is in garage, which he is right there. You're going to be aiming your reticle at this corner, waiting for him to turn the corner. You're not going to be aiming here, looking at both areas, because then you put yourself in a position where, A, you have to now snap to the enemy in garage, which, again, sets you back in the gunfight. And not only that, if you get caught in an awkward position like this, guys, my gun is completely covering the garage door. I will not even know if there's an enemy. He will get probably 2 or 3 bursts before you even know what is going on, and then you're going to have to snap, try to jiggle, and just do your best to catch up in the gunfight. Obviously, very situational, guys, but just always keep your reticle where you think the enemy is going to be. This can come down to enemy spawns, callouts from your teammates where the enemy is going to be. If your teammates are calling out sandbags, you do not want your reticle pointing towards the objective you're running to, pointing towards garage door. You want to keep your reticle up here. Unless you are moving, then you're going to want to get to cover. Place your reticle up here, guys, and then put in whatever shots you can onto that enemy that was called out. And this goes for holding angles. This goes for rotating around the map. This goes for everything, guys. And this is actually something I'm currently working on in my gameplay, guys, is snapping to angles and things like that. Not just like, oh, you know, I'm watching areas. Like, say I'm watching the whole map here. I'm trying to protect my homies at B. Like, I'll watch it like this so I can see all of the angles. But what am I looking at? I'm not ready to shoot anything, guys. It's almost beneficial to play here, shoot. Okay, I'm going to watch over here now. Get first bullet very quickly, drop back, move over, snap to garage door, snap here, and that's just what I mean by reticle placement. So if you're holding angles, guys, try to hold your reticle over where you are going to expect the enemy to come from, and if they're not coming from that way, guys, snap to the next area that they could be coming from and just check your angles that way. Hopefully you have teammates that are also watching over other angles, so you may be able to watch one angle a little heavier than the other until you hear a call out or something like that. Now, as I mentioned, with rotations, guys, as you're rotating, you want to keep your reticle up where an enemy may pop up. It is very easy to get caught in the trap of looking where you're running to. This is horrendous because of the reasons we listed earlier. Now you have to swipe your reticle over to get to the enemy. And guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is very, very basic first-person shooter like etiquette. You always want your reticle over where the enemy is, but I see too many people, including me, putting the reticle places where it doesn't make sense. I had a friend looking at my gameplay, and he literally said the words like, "What are you looking at right now?" Because not only was I not watching an angle, but I also wasn't ready to shoot somebody. You know, I'm not going to be looking at this open grass area. No enemy is going to miraculously appear in this open grass area. So I'm going to watch the angles, the corners where enemies could potentially pop out and start putting bullets in me. Because if I'm already looking at that area, guys, again, first bullet is everything. The more you can get first bullet, the upper hand you have in that gunfight, and the better chance you have at winning that gunfight, or potentially feeling out that gunfight, backing out, maybe letting your teammates pick up the kill, and everything of the sort, guys. So, to recap, always focus on centering. Keep your reticle at an appropriate height. If you're going to be challenging somebody here at door, you're not going to be aiming at the ground. You're not going to be aiming over here. You want your reticle here. And then reticle placement, guys. Always think about, what am I aiming at? Am I ready to shoot an enemy that's coming out? And with this, guys, is going to come a lot more damage. It's going to come to you helping out your teammates a lot. And just overall, looking like a more alert player in any game mode you play, whether it's social or ranked, guys. But this is very important. To basically always have your reticle placed where you are ready to put in the maximum amount of damage. So guys, hopefully this gets you thinking. Hopefully this gets you evaluating your own gameplay. Because again, this is nothing top secret. This is something every FPS player needs to do. But it's something that a lot of people actually struggle with because nobody's actually watched their gameplay and been like, you know, you need to pick your reticle up because you're aiming too low at the ground, or you're aiming at that wall when you should be backpedaling and aiming up here at sandbags. You know, you always want your reticle, because the less aim you have to do, guys, it is very easy to just pull the trigger and shoot bullets. But if you're looking down here and I have to snap and you're going to miss all the bullets trying to correct your aim, if your reticle's already there, guys, everything's going to come so much easier. And as you saw right there, my reticle was centered. It was very easy just to put shots right into that character's chest because I was looking up to the platform I was moving on, not at the ground. But alrighty, guys, that's pretty much everything I can say about reticle centering and reticle placement. Again, very simple. I'm sorry, guys. For most of you experienced ranked players, you're already going to know this, but it's just something that even at my very experienced level, I'm still thinking about. Sometimes I have to correct it a little bit and fine-tune it so that my reticle is at the right height. But anyways, guys, any other tips about centering, reticle placement, maybe how to practice it, you know, how do you like to hold your reticle, how do you like to hold angles, put in a comment. I'll leave a heart on it so it goes to the top so people can get help from you guys and your tips, as well as the video here. But other than that, guys, hit that subscribe button. We've been mixing in the Modern Warfare 2 content with the Halo content, but Halo is still very much our main grind, so please hit that sub button. Leave a like on the video as well. Helps out ever so much. And finally, guys, channel membership, super thanks. If you feel so inclined to support monetarily, it does help out ever so much here on the channel. But regardless, guys, thanks so much for all the support. It's been crazy. You guys have been awesome, and I love y'all so much. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.